Hello and welcome to Empower Week Day. I am Tori Rarick and I am your host. Each day this week I will be featuring a new guest who will be sharing a practice or a teaching that you can apply to begin working with the energy of a particular chakra. Chakras are known in Sanskrit as wheels, but they are the major energy centers that are represented within our physical body. So the energy, ethereal body, and our physical body are interdependent. In order to be in optimal health, energy should move freely between chakras, but also should not be overactive. Today is all about the heart chakra. The heart chakra is associated with the color green, sometimes pink, and is located within your chest. It's the center of connection and love. It's associated with manifestation, abundance, and compassion. If you're interested in learning about the importance of heart opening, keep watching to meet our guest Rachael Carlevale and stay tuned until the end to learn about how you can receive a free energetic mapping call with me. Enjoy! Hi everyone, tonight I'm filming with Rachael Carlevale. She is my friend, new friend, and we're still in the giggly friendship stage, so forgive us, but this will be fun, like a sleepover. So, Rachael, she's of GANJASANA, and so why don't you tell us a little bit about who you are and your business?
Sure, thank you so much for having me. I'm so honored to be here and so glad that we're talking together about all these amazing subjects. And GANJASANA is a way to honor the cannabis plant through ceremony and using tools like yoga, meditation, and mindfulness to be able to quiet our minds enough so we can communicate with the plant spirit.
So great. And so I thought of you right away when I thought about heart chakra and abundance and really kind of opening the heart chakra in order to invite an abundance. So I'm hoping by the time we're finished talking today that you'll understand a bit more about how they're related and how you can use these tools to call in abundance into your life. So just to get to know you a little bit, what's your personal mantra?
Well, one of my personal mantras that I've really been working with is releasing the past and inviting only good into my life. And so with that comes taking full responsibility, and we were talking about this last night, of all your successes, all your failures, and really seeing that you are the architect of your own destiny.
Completely. So what's your mantra if you had to put that into like a sentence or two?
It is, I consciously release the past, I invite only good into my life. And I do have to credit Louise Hay on that one.
Okay, mother of self-development. No, I love that you said that because that's really what abundance is about, is this learning to flow and receive and release and receive and release and invite and release. So it's this whole flow, and so we're going to get into the flow. How do we stay in the flow? What are some things we can do throughout the day, add to our practice to open our hearts? So I'd love to start. Do you have any mantras that are heart chakra associated or heart opening?
Absolutely. The heart really governs our sense of love and compassion and forgiveness. So just a simple mantra that you could use is I am love. And in Sanskrit we call that aham prema.
Aham prema? I'll spell it.
Okay. It's a great way to just remember that you're not trying to be love, you are love already. We are this great divine love consciousness, and our human bodies are just this vessel and this vehicle to understand and know love.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, I am love. So I talk a little bit about mantras and how to use them in my Illuminate course, so I'm not going to talk too much about this here, but you can write them, you can say them out loud, wherever you can post them and visualize them and feel them and feel into them is a benefit for you. So repeat I am love whenever you feel you need to open your heart chakra.
And if you really want to open it, you could say it 108 times.
Malas.
The malas.
Okay,
so
we can go down a whole
looking at
spiral.
your mala made me think of that, but a great way to really let the mantra become your character of who you are, so you're not just saying it, but you actually believe it and know it and feel it, is if you say it 108 times. And I know that sounds like a lot, but you're worth it.
Right. It's a small thing that you can do for yourself to really rewire.
Yeah.
So, of course, heart chakra is kind of in the center. Before we get into some poses, maybe flows, Do you have any mudras that you can share with the mantra?
Yeah, one of my favorite mudras is the lotus mudra. So just bringing the bottoms of the wrist together, aligning the pinky fingers and the thumbs. And it's almost like your hands are a lotus flower about to open. And you can keep that at the heart center, and depending on your practice or how you're incorporating pranayama, different breathing techniques, you might even want to bring this above, like you are that lotus blossoming out from the heart.
Oh, and so how long do you hold this, or do you keep doing, like, what would you...
I would maybe hold this for a couple of breaths, or if you're doing a meditation I always like to tell people to start off with just 2 minutes, 2 simple minutes. You can set a timer and just sit and close your eyes and begin to feel how this mudra is starting to affect you from the cellular level to your spiritual level. When you first start to practice mudras, you might not understand or feel it right away, but that's why we call it a practice. It'll just start to come in time.
Okay, that makes total sense. So the lotus mudra, and you could repeat I'm love, take a few breaths with it, set a timer for 2 minutes. Easy stuff, people. Okay, so since you are a yoga instructor, do you have any poses or flows that you could share?
Totally. Well, first thing in opening the heart is warming up the spine. So from our roots to our crown, we have these synovial fluids that run up and down our spine. And so just in general, you could sit like this, or you could sit in cross-legged pose and bring your hands to your knees. And what we do in Hatha Yoga is connecting the breath to the movement. And so that's how you really find the opening. And a lot of people think of opening the heart as just opening the front of the heart, and we really don't regard opening the back of the heart.
Totally.
So all the muscles, bones within the back also need to be respected and honored, and to open the whole self.
Okay.
So one thing you can do is just sitting like this. Feel your spine nice and straight and tall. And as you breathe in, start to let your shoulder blades sew together. Look up, stretch the chin up. So as you feel your shoulder blades come together, you're naturally pressing your sternum out in front of you. And when you exhale, the exhalation begins in the navel. So you're going to start to draw the belly button in. And that's connecting to the base of your spine. So you're breathing out, drawing the belly button in, and that's going to, from your roots, rise all the way up and allow the chin to curl into the chest. And now we're opening the back of the heart as we breathe out. Do you feel that?
I love that you mentioned that, because I feel like especially in the winter time too, we are so up here with our shoulders, and so to release that tension, especially, like, it's not just the heart, it's this whole area.
And something to note, a lot of yoga classes focusing on opening the hips, right? Like pigeon pose or different hip opening poses, but sometimes we hold all our emotions in our hips, and when we release that, it can move up into the heart and the shoulders.
Okay.
So to be mindful of when you're releasing tension or emotion somewhere, is it moving into a different place in the body?
Totally.
So generally most of us have our tension and stress in our shoulders, and even around the heart. Even if we've experienced something like a heartbreak, you might start to notice your shoulders curling in, or if someone has a lack of confidence for whatever reason. And I worked a lot with young girls in particular. I did sort of like a moon lodge, but it was called the Girls to Women Conference. And one of the main poses we did is just interlacing your hands behind you. You want to have your wrists start to separate from each other, slightly bend the elbows, and then begin to straighten them and let your hands reach away from your body. And this will just start to open that heart space right there.
That feels so good.
Do you feel that?
Yeah, I love that.
And so anytime even in your life that you're feeling like you need some more confidence or self-love, or just remembering who you are, standing in line in the grocery store.
Right.
Stand like this and you'll start to feel like this.
I just want to mention one more thing, now that we're really putting our chests out, is something that Laura Clemens taught me at Red Earth, was just the sheer fact that we hug each other, we touch heart spaces when we hug. Like, that's so powerful, that transfer of energy. And so
totally,
I kind of keep that in mind when I'm receiving. Like at the concert last night, I was standing like this. I wanted to receive that good energy.
Right.
And also when I'm giving, just people that I love. So.
And I think that's why we hug. We're connecting the electromagnetic forces of our heart beings.
She's got to bring it in.
Just really for one moment of the science, because it's not just these different asanas or poses or mantras, mudras that we do, but there is a science behind it. And if you look at the heart, it has about almost 65% of neuronal receptors within each molecule of the heart. So it's actually our first organ of perception before messages come to the brain. Any signals that we get. And the trick is to be able to catch them at the heart space before they come up and process in our brain.
That makes a lot of sense, and like something we could dive into a lot more on another day.
Yes, I just want to mention that.
That was good. For all of my science pharmacist freaks out there. So we're drinking Tulsi tea, and I just want to mention herbs because you are a permaculture woman, and so I do want to mention the herbs that we could use for heart opening. Rose, of course, just it brings me to this feminine center. It's all the rage here in our women's circles is this Tulsi rose tea. So
I love the rose.
She brought this to me as a gift tonight.
Both the aromatherapy too of the rose oil as well as drinking it as an herb is very beneficial for opening the heart center. Hawthorn berry is really great heart medicine, and on a scientific level it does help with circulation and pumping more blood throughout the body, but also on that energetic level it's so beautiful for heart medicine. Cacao is another one. Have you ever been to a cacao ceremony?
No.
We'll have to do one.
Okay.
But cacao is just deep, it cracks your heart wide open.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Oxytocin.
Think about chocolate.
Yeah, chocolate love.
And you see people giving each other chocolate for when they love someone.
Love. Of course, cannabis. We couldn't talk to Rachel without talking about cannabis.
Yes.
But
and another thing about the heart chakra is that it's green, and so the vibration of different colors of plants or materials has a deep resonance. So cannabis is green, so it's another one that resonates deeply with the heart chakra, but also the essence of the plant when you consume it, I feel a great opening in the heart space. It just really feels like this divine connection to all, because I feel like it's so easy to forget.
Right.
And it's such an herb of peace. It brings people together.
Unity, yeah.
Like the peace pipe, unity. It's something, an herb that you would use before communication or communion.
And I love that you said that, because it really brings everything full circle. It's like heart chakra, opening this up, unity, and opening up to one another. And that's really when abundance comes in. That's when we feel free to give and to share and to love. So
exactly.
That's one unity.
That reminds me really quickly of Don Miguel Ruiz. Have you read? He wrote the 4 Agreements.
Okay,
if you've heard if you've heard of the 4 Agreements, but he speaks a lot about love. He has a book called The Mastery of Love, and he compares it to a kitchen that's always full of food and abundant. And it's the same with the heart, because if we ever have an imbalance in our heart chakra, we might feel feelings of jealousy or greed or unworthiness, because it really roots into our fear of not being loved or not having enough love.
Right.
But that sense of abundance is
there's always enough.
There's always enough. There's always more to go around, because it's overflowing. That's what abundance is.
Yes.
It's when we can just remember and tap into that sense of abundant love.
Yes. Okay, so let's review what we did tonight. So what we can do is we can start with a simple mantra. I am love.
I am love.
Add a mudra to that.
Lotus mudra is really wonderful for that. You can start to open your whole channels of the chakras, but really focusing on the heart space through moving your spine. This can even be done in tabletop position with like a cat-cow.
Oh, that makes sense.
The same movements. You're just either sitting
okay.
And you can even feel it too when you press your heart down and lift it up to open the back of the heart. Some other great poses are cobra pose. Do you want to do that?
Okay, let's do cobra pose.
Just really quick. You want to point your toes, all 10 toenails on the earth. Align your fingertips with your nipples and squeeze your elbows tight to your rib cage. Then, as you breathe in, again, the same movements that we were just practicing of the flexion of the spine. As you inhale, Gently lift your gaze, your nose, your chin, your chest, and begin to roll the shoulders back. So your fingertips are going to be light, like raindrops, and you can start to feel a release of tension in the low back as the heart space begins to open. And breathe out and gently release back down. Now there's many other yoga poses and asanas that move into this space, like camel pose. You can either have your hands behind you or reach one hand to an ankle and the other and start to really lift and open, connecting every movement with your breath. It's also nice to do a half camel, Ustrasana, bringing one hand to the heart space, let the palm open, expand and surrender.
And of course, there are herbs that can help us out with opening this heart chakra. Just having tea a day is almost this just really lovely ritual. And the Tulsi tea that we love, it doesn't have any caffeine, so it's just simply a dessert. It's just a treat. So thank you for walking us through that. I know
thank you.
You're a wealth of knowledge. There's so much more that she could talk about. So if you do have more questions for Rachael, I'm sure she would be on again. But I wanted to keep this brief and really related to the heart chakra, opening that up to allow abundance into your life. And so where can we find you if we want to know more?
So I'm at www.ganjasana.com, GANJASANA. Also on Instagram and Facebook, and we're always providing information, education, different classes, workshops, trainings, and even started a Ganjasana certification if you want to start to lead your own cannabis yoga ceremonies.
Yay! Okay, let's hug. Let's hug to close the circle. Thank you so much for watching. I would love to know what you thought about today's teachings in the comments below. Please note that I have linked guest information and additional resources in the down bar. And now I'm going to share with you a special offer that is only active during Empower Week 2019. Empower Week is sponsored by my mindfulness e-course, Illuminate. Illuminate contains videos, meditations, and PDFs all centered around my 8 essential mindset principles. These are the same principles that I use and apply to my daily life in order to support my personal growth journey. Illuminate also contains bonuses, including a self-love workshop, access to an interactive and supportive online community, as well as this week only a free energetic mapping call with me. For everyone who enrolls in Illuminate this week, you'll be receiving a free energetic mapping call, and during this call we identify the patterns that may be holding you back from living freely and authentically. If you're ready to make 2019 your year of success and growth, enroll in Illuminate to access the energy and guidance to support your personal journey. Thank you so much for watching, and big love.